What's up, guys and gals? It's time for another episode review for Record of Ragnarok, also known as Shumatsu no Valkyrie, for Season 3, Episode 4. And these might be coming out a little more frequently than I originally anticipated because, for those of you who don't know, I ended up injuring my back quite severely from a nasty fall. And thankfully nothing was doomsday or anything was severely broken, anything requiring surgery anyways. But as a result, a little bit of bedriddenness has been going on and a lot of painkillers. So as a result, I'm sort of stuck between reading and watching. And in this case, why not catch up on some Netflix and some Record of Ragnarok episodes? So when I'm able to hobble on down here, why not make some content out of it, right? So forgive me if I have to pause a little bit here and there, because obviously there's a lot of pain when breathing with a bruised lung, but it is what it is either way. Episode 4, I just finished watching both episodes 4 and 5, and if I feel up to it, I'll be reviewing episode 5 right after this. But episode 4, I will say, a very stellar episode. This covers up to about chapter 60, right up to chapter 60 of the manga, and it's a pretty much a one-for-one of that, but the anime and the voice acting for Chinese Brunhilde here was really stellar. Actually, all the voice acting here. Once again, I'm watching the dub, and I gotta say, the backstory, while I'm not a huge fan of Round 7, and sorry guys, man, I zig when I should zag, and it just, everything gets caught in my throat. But yeah, so apologies for that. But yeah, the voice acting really stellar, and even though I'm not a huge fan of Round 7 in general, and I've made no secret about that, the character of the Emperor, the character of Qin, and his backstory is definitely top-notch. While I think it's weird how he sort of got a mini backstory right before this, and then we get his real backstory from how he came to be sort of idea, is a little odd, and some people were thrown off by that, like these double backstories that's been happening here and there, because it feels a little unnecessary, a lot of pages and stuff like that, at least as a month-to-month reader. But I will say, really stellar backstory, really tragic, really sad, and the idea that this all goes down, you know, with just in general. You know, like the fact that he takes on the mirror syndrome and stuff like that. Now, mirror, I forget its exact term, but mirror syndrome is a real thing. It is a real medical thing, and it does happen. Now, generally speaking, it's very closely related to phantom pain, especially among amputees and such. They swear they can feel their leg, even though the leg is gone, etc., etc., and that's been happening for centuries, right? Sorry, guys. So the thing about this is that they've taken this to a little bit of the extreme. I couldn't find a case where the physical manifestation of it happened. Now, there was a Dr. House episode. There was a House MD episode about this, that mass hysteria, and more so it happens more so in women. That's just a percentage. But that it can cause monkey see, monkey do, in a sense, that he was on a plane or whatever, and mass hysteria can cause you to actually manifest the body's mind over the body sort of idea. The mind is a very powerful tool, and it can actually manifest real symptoms. It can cause the body to, if it believes it hard enough, it can cause it. It's incredibly rare, but I think what they did with this, and it's usually in very tensious, 911 sort of situations, you know what I mean? But that being said, I think they sort of took a little liberty with a combination of that, the mind being able to manifest physical symptoms on the body and feel the true pain, and also manifest it as actual scars and actual cuts and bruising and etc. I believe that they were sort of trying to combine that. I forget exactly what it's called. It's mentioned in the House MD episode. I think it's in one of the earlier seasons. He's on a plane with Cuddy. Anyways, you guys can look it up. But it's one of those coupled with the mirror syndrome. I think they sort of tried to smash those two together and create this more fictional, extreme, at the very least, a 0.00001% of the cases where this actually happens in a character, but it does work for the context of the story, and I do really enjoy that because it allows a level of sympathy towards this character, and especially knowing that Chinese Brunhilde's original intention. Now, the manga makes it seem a little bit more like she was going to be the evil stepmother, if anything. The anime actually goes a slight step further. Now, maybe this is just my translations, but I've been reading, I've read 2 translations of the chapter where this happened, just to confirm, and her literal intention, after wanting revenge, just like all the other villagers and all the other people in Zhao, wanted to basically strangle the kid. And the anime, even the dub, which normally, as we know, anime tries to censor things, even on Netflix, they try to censor things a little bit. They take at least a step back. If the gore is a 9, they try to make it an 8, or an 8.5. They're always trying to dial down the most gory elements of anything, alongside the dialogue as well. And in English, they try to do that even more so, I find. Like, when they dub something, they try to minimalize it, so if it's, as a simple thing, if in the Japanese, it's fuck, and in the anime, it's, like in the manga, it's fuck, and if it's in the word is fuck, then they say, like, damn, or shit, in the English, they just try to get away with that little bit of toning it down. It's all still swearing, but they try to tone it down just that little notch every time, I find, even in this day and age. So, here, I was just not pleasantly, I suppose, but I was surprised that they actually went with the darker route, which was, no, she fully intended not to just beat him black and blue, but she straight up says here in the dub, I don't know what she says in the Japanese subtitles, but she had the full intention of using the guise of him needing a guardian and a babysitter to take the opportunity to strangle him, to take revenge on, of course, the nation that ended up burying her child alive, and she wasn't there to save him and stuff. And it's very, very dark stuff. And for those of you, of course, who read the Kingdom manga, this, of course, strays a little bit away from all that fun jazz. But yeah, the horrors of what happened before the unification of China. And, I mean, in any war, you know what I mean? The amount of barbarian and barbaric tactics, the lack of humanity in a lot of the wartime tactics, even up to today's wars, is certainly something to... They certainly don't shy away from this, in that regard. So I really appreciated that. I thought that they didn't skip a beat. The narration over it by Brunhilde and stuff like that was really nice, because it just kept the pacing going nice and slow, and they didn't need to spend the entire episode on it, because even though it's a very long manga chapter, they had plenty of time with the motion and the narration to speed it along, in a sense, without it feeling sped up. So I really enjoyed the pacing of the episode. We got through the whole backstory, and then we actually do end up back to the fight with a couple of moves by both Hades and by the Emperor and stuff, by Qin himself, and it's still looking really good. You know what I mean? So the whole backstory was very sad, but inspiring in a sense for him as a character, and we see where he's coming from. And were he up against just about anybody else, especially the next couple of gods in the next few rounds, I would have 100% been on the Chinese Emperor's side here as a winner and stuff, because while I'm still not a fan of his air bubbles power, I like his martial arts power, and I like his demeanor, and I like his backstory. I think he's well written and all that fun jazz. I just wish he wasn't up against one of the coolest gods, and one of the most respectable gods, one of the powerhouse gods in Ragnarok. So it is what it is, Were he to go up against one of the next two in this season, I'd be all for it. I'd be 100% on his side, you know what I mean? But it's Hades, and I still got to go with my man Hades. He's got the drip, he's got the attitude, he's got the demeanor of a true king. Like, he's the king of Helheim. You're a king of men, and actually a king of only one country. He's the king of hell. Like, I'm sorry, there's no comparison on who's the real king in the ring right now. You know what I'm saying? I know they're doing the whole king versus a king, and they're trying to do that comparison, but it is quite funny to me. Anyways, so that's it for episode 4, A Promise and an Oath. Really good pace. I like the colorization. They made sure that it was nice where it's such a dark arena. They made sure to bring the color back for the flashback. It's bright, it's vibrant. You know, you see all the colors and stuff like that. Really, really nice. And yeah, I just thought everything was clean, especially, and the voice acting, as I said, in the dub, the voice acting for both Child Chin and Chinese Brunhilde and stuff like that were both right on point. Really happy with those decisions, and nothing felt overacted to me. Everything carried a lot of emotional weight, so definitely appreciated that. So anyways, that's it. Episode 4, Season 3. Really, really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. And as I said, as a result of being a little bit on the more bedridden side than not, I will probably be getting through these more so than previously expected on our timetable, you know. So hopefully you don't get too sick of them, but they're probably the more likely content to be coming out, if anything, rather than just about anything else. But as I said, I'm still on the mend. I do try, just sometimes things, when I zig and I should zag, it hurts a lot more, so it just depends. But that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you all back here next time, probably much sooner rather than later, for episode 5. As I said, already watched it. We'll see if I maybe get up and try to stretch a little bit. Maybe not the best idea. We'll see. Maybe another extra strength will get me through to review episode 5 here and now. So anyways, episode 4, clean, liked it. Hope you guys did too. See you back here next time. Sayonara.